Hey, welcome to The Deadline. I'm Laura, your host and founder of the New Jersey Ghost Hunter Society, coming to you live from the kitchen. Okay, so as you're all aware, we have this whole COVID-19 thing going on. It's preventing us from having our monthly meetings, and we've had to cancel our para-intensive that was scheduled for this month. So, we're doing the resurrection of The Deadline. It was our podcast, now it's our vidcast. I hate it. I hate getting my picture taken, let alone having to be filming myself. This is really super annoying. But I'm going to get through it just so at least for people that can't make the meetings now. I'm trying to get centered. There we go. For people that can't make meetings, at least we have something on a weekly basis to get us all together under the realm of New Jersey Ghost Hunter Society and the paranormal. So, little announcement here. I don't know if you've noticed, if you ever subscribe to the Weird NJ magazine. Ta-da! Love it. Okay, so Weird NJ, because of this whole COVID thing, a lot of their retail outlets have been closed. So you won't be able to just run into the store and pick up a copy of the magazine that's coming out in May. It's always May and October. So in any event, you have to get a subscription. I have put a link so you can just click on it right from the homepage of njghs.net, and you'll be able to subscribe to it. I think it's like $16 or something for the year or whatever. It's nominal. So I would say do that, because the other thing to bear in mind, since they're not going to have as many retail outlets, they're not going to print as many copies. Therefore, it's probably going to go up in value very quickly. So if you're a collector like I am, I have every Weird NJ magazine from the very beginning, and I even have most of the books. Not every state, but I have most of the books. So, big fan here. So to me, I'm so glad. Every year, my Christmas gift from me to me is to get a subscription to Weird NJ. So I'm glad I did it last year, because now, like I said, this is going to be the big deal. So they do have I did put the link on the njghs.net homepage. I've also shared this through our Facebook fan page, so you have no reason to not find it. Okay, now we're going to move on to the meetings, which obviously we don't have any right now. So the next meeting slated is for June 16th. That's our North Jersey division, headed up by team leader Dina Shiriko. It's always from 7 to 8:30 p.m. in Hackettstown, 293 Main Street in Hackettstown, upstairs in the yellow room. Although she said sometimes they can still sneak down to the blue room, which is nice because it's a little bigger, and it's on the first floor. So just, 293 Main Street, Hackettstown, 7 to 8:30 p.m., June 16th. Now, they are having a guest speaker, Eleanor Wagner. Now, she's the author of Sussex County Hauntings and Other Strange Phenomena. And I haven't met her personally, but I'm excited to know that, a fellow author, local author, Jersey girl, is going to be showing up at the meeting and doing a presentation. And just so you know, all our meetings, when we actually get to have them, are free and open to the public. You do not have to be a member to attend one of our meetings, okay? And we always have a share and scare segment, so if you have any questionable photos or audio recordings, video recordings, feel free to bring them to the meeting. Even if you're not a member, it's fine. We do share and scare, and that's when we can review them and just, see if you do have anything viable in terms of paranormal activity. So as always, you can see the meeting dates and the topics for the meetings are listed on the homepage of njghs.net.
Now it's time for News of the Weird.
During the COVID-19 crisis, some people in Japan have resorted to pilfering toilet paper from public restrooms when the rolls became unavailable in the stores. Go figure. One convenience store worker put the power of the supernatural to work against such thefts. Mink Itachibi, I can't pronounce it, who works at a store in the Niigata Prefecture, whatever that is, hung signs with images of eyes and kanji characters in front of the toilet paper to curse the tempting rolls. I did it as a joke, but it seems to have worked, she told CNN. The symbols imply that if someone nips the toilet paper from the store, a hungry monster will hunt them down and gobble them up. People can be quite superstitious in Japan, she said. Interesting. More news of the weird. The Deerfield, Michigan American Legion has been forced by COVID-19 restrictions to cancel its annual testicle eating festival. I said it with a straight face. Which was to take place on March 21st. The big event, which draws 2,000 locals, count them 2,000 locals and visitors to Deerfield every year, offers deep-fried cattle genitals, also known as mountain oysters, and chicken gizzards. Yum. Metro reported, so many people look forward to coming to Deerfield during this time of year, said the organizer Nick Pulver. But I think we made the best decision to delay it. Because really, why risk getting a COVID-19 just for a mountain oyster? Organizers hope to postpone it to May 9th. The 300 pounds of delectables that were ordered for the festival have been frozen. Now, this is close to home in Pennsylvania here for me. Joe Fasula, co-owner of Garrity's Supermarket in Hanover Township, Pennsylvania, had a very challenging day. On March 25th, March 25th, a woman who claimed she had the coronavirus, later identified by police as Margaret Churko, came into the store and proceeded to purposely cough on our fresh produce and a small section of our bakery, meat case, and grocery. Ew. While the staff did the best they could to get the woman out of the store as fast as possible, he said, the health department had to help disinfect the store, and the twisted prank resulted in the loss of $35,000 worth of food. The Philadelphia Inquirer reports that Luzerne County District Attorney's Office has charged Churko with threatening to use weapons of mass destruction and making terroristic threats. It is not known whether the woman has COVID-19. So after all that, she may not have even had it, so that's a shame. That's a shame. People are weird. Every time you think you've seen something weird, it just goes weirder. I don't get it. Anyway, and that's your news of the weird. Thank you, Chuck Shepard, for all those neat reports. I'll be right back after this commercial break.
Do you have what it takes to be a ghost hunter? Are you fascinated with the paranormal? Then why not take your interest to the next level and join the New Jersey Ghost Hunters Society? For a $25 lifetime membership fee, you'll receive training on our cemetery hunts and participate on private investigative teams and receive discounts on the books we sell. Members also get the reduced rate on special events and workshops we host throughout the year. Use the PayPal link on the homepage of www.njghs.net and you'll receive a PDF of your membership card within 24 hours of purchase. Happy haunting!
And now it's time for Haunted Trivia. This week's Haunted Trivia has a skill level of Flex Your Gray Matter. Now, pay attention. From Russian lore, this supernatural creature is the result of a sorcerer invading the body of a dying or already dead person. The favored victims are robbers and the depraved. Once transformed, this creature devours the family of its victim whose body it now inhabits. To vanquish this creature, one must whip it to death. Whip it good? No, where you're not putting that sound clip in. Whip it to death with a whip used for heavily loaded horses, and then stake the body to the earth face down with a stake made from the wood aspen driven between the shoulders. Okay? So, if you are the first person to email the correct answer to our haunted trivia question of what is this creature called, and you email your answer to hauntedtrivia@njghs.net, you will win. Believe it or not, you actually get a prize. So be the first person and you win a copy of my book, Ghosts of the Poconos. This neat little haunted travel guide for the Poconos. As you know, Poconos is like the honeymoon capital of the world. It's probably second to Las Vegas, but, not of the world. Definitely of Pennsylvania. I don't know. But in any event, it's a hardcover. It's got beautiful color photos as things fall out. How about that? And so yeah, you can look through it. It's a neat way to make where you want to go while visiting in the Poconos. Retail value of $19.95. But like I said, be the first person to email the correct answer to hauntedtrivia@njghs.net, and you'll win that book. So, and it does time date stamp on my email that comes into Haunted Trivia. So don't worry, it's all on the up and up. As always, if you've won in the past 30 days, which nobody has because we haven't done this in 30 days, or if you're a team leader for the NJGHS, you are not qualified to participate or win this contest. So, moving on, Parashare. Now, Parashare, I tried very valiantly to get people to send in a Parashare, which, dudes, it's like a 15, 20-minute exercise in something you've experienced that was kind of like, ooh, weird, you know, or that was paranormal or whatever in the Parashare realm. And, yeah, didn't get any. So, I had to do all the work. So here, I'm going to read this to you. This is a Parashare from when I was on this team. Okay? It was an NJGHS team that was dispatched years ago. And here's the gist of it. Okay. I'll tell you a brief one that happened, on an NJGHS investigation years ago down in Spring Lake Heights, New Jersey. The family called us in to investigate their home. And at this point, seriously, they were staying in a motel as they were too afraid to remain in the home. They told us of their poltergeist activity. Now, you know poltergeist activity, angry ghosts, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's the manifestation of telekinetic energy, meaning you can move things with the mind, and that's what a poltergeist does. It's stuff being moved telekinetically, not with hands. Anyway. So poltergeist activity and how they feared for their children's safety in the face of items being hurled by unseen hands. The investigation proceeded as professionally and normal as possible, except for the part where the local police stormed in and yelled, "Put your hands up." Brian, I don't know if you remember Brian San, our tech guru, he was right next to me in the living room when the police stormed in, and he was holding a thermal scanner. Which to the officer's view in the darkened room resembled something of a weapon. Yikes. Yeah, and he was like, "It's just a thermal scanner," and he dropped it to the ground. Okay. The homeowner arrived and assured the police that she had called us in to be there. Apparently, a well-meaning neighbor who knew the family was not residing there at the time and saw the flashes of our cameras and people moving about in the house in the dark called the cops. So, yeah, it's nice. Anyway. The poltergeist activity. Now to the poltergeist activity that happened while investigating. 2 investigators were upstairs and the rest of us were standing around the peninsula-shaped kitchen counter. So basically, I'm in a kitchen, but it would be like like that, you know? So the one side was attached to the wall jutting out, and then you had 3 sides that you could stand around. All right, just trying to set it up here. We were discussing the odd sensations and EMF readings we had captured up to that point. My digital audio recorder was on the counter recording our whole conversation. I had it laying parallel, so it was like this, parallel to me, on the counter. I then heard a noise. Another investigator who was across the counter from me gasped and pointed at the audio recorder. And she's like, and the recorder next to me, the investigator on my right-hand side said, "Your recorder, it just moved." I looked down and the recorder had moved like that. Now it was perpendicular to me. So I heard it, but I didn't see it move, but they saw it actually rotate the 45 degrees, and now it was perpendicular to me on the counter. Pretty cool. I couldn't believe my own eyes. And as we were processing what just happened, we had 2 more investigators who were upstairs. They were coming down the stairs. The first investigator made it to us in the kitchen, but the second one got hit in the back of the head with a golf ball that the ghost or the entity hurled at him with great force. So much so it bounced off the back of his head, hit the wall, and then tumbled down the rest of the stairs. Pretty wild. And, at that point, we wrapped up processing what just happened. We gathered up our equipment and we made a hasty exit because I just didn't want to chance another attack. And, what if he had fallen down the stairs? He could have broken his neck. So anytime you're in paranormal investigator mode, you definitely want to be careful for your team, for everybody's safety. So in that point, my call was, okay, we're done. We've got enough evidence. Let's get out of here before something really bad happens and someone gets hurt. Okay, so that was the parashare. So now you get the hang of it, right? So you can write up something like that. It doesn't have to be your entire investigation with solar flares and documentation of the moon phase. No, just the gist of what was the most stunning, neat thing that happened on your investigation or in your experience, just, you didn't even have to be on a paranormal team at that point. Something that always stuck out to you is like, wow, that was weird. Okay? That's all you do. Just email it to me, laurah@njghs.net. Okay, so let's see. Don't forget, if you ever head down to Asbury Park, New Jersey, there's a wonderful store called Paranormal Books and Curiosities. And they carry a lot of really neat books. Of course, they have Ghost Hunting New Jersey there and all this other stuff, but all the paranormal books you could ever want. And if you're a New Jersey Ghost Hunter Society member and you show your membership card before you check out, you get 10% off your purchase. How cool is that, right? So check it out. Definitely head on down to Paranormal Books and Curiosities in Asbury Park, New Jersey. And that pretty much does it for this week's deadline. Yeah, I know. It was obvious. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you again to Brian Muller, who is serving as our tech coordinator for the deadline, and our team leaders, Dina Chirico and Melissa D'Agostino. The song that you hear, our theme song for the deadline, is done by Don Slepian. He's the composer and he performs it, so that's how we have the recording. So thank you, Don. And of course, thanks to you for joining me. And remember, at some point in life, you have to meet the deadline.